Every single year, it feels like the Buffalo Bills are stuck in the same story. They rise, they dominate, and then, just when it matters most, heartbreak comes crashing down. For years, people have called them cursed, a team that's good, but not good enough. But you know what? I think Buffalo is about to do their big one this year. Because in 2025, the Buffalo Bills aren't just another AFC team hoping to sneak into contention. They're something far more terrifying. They're a team that's been beaten, bruised, and doubted. A team that's taken every heartbreak, every playoff collapse, every broken dream, and turned it into fuel. And now, they've quietly built the kind of roster that makes them the last team anyone wants to see in the playoffs. This year's Bills don't feel like the same old story. They feel different. They feel dangerous. Let's start with the obvious. Josh Allen is not just the Bills' quarterback, he's the heartbeat of the team. We've always known about the arm, the 70-yard throws, the physics-defying rockets that leave defensive backs frozen. We've always known about the legs too, hurdling linebackers, stiff-arming safeties, bulldozing defensive linemen. But in 2025, what makes Josh Allen truly scary isn't just his freakish talent, it's the evolution of who he's become. This is a guy who will put his life on the line if it means he's helping his team win. In the past, Allen was seen as reckless, a gunslinger who'd win you games but also lose you some with silly turnovers. You never knew what type of Allen you were gonna get that game. But last season, we saw something different. We saw Allen mature. He didn't need a superstar to bail him out. He didn't panic when plays broke down. Well, sometimes he did, but he learned to take what the defense gave him, and in doing so, he has become even more dangerous. This version of Josh Allen isn't just the wild athlete, he's the composed leader, the field general, the quarterback who can control a game with patience or dominate it with violence. And with the Bills finally giving him a more balanced supporting cast, that's where the fun begins. For years, the Bills' offense had one identity: Josh Allen to Stefon Diggs. And while that connection gave Buffalo some of its most electric moments, it also boxed them in. Let's be real, Stefon Diggs was great, but he was a drama queen, and they weren't winning any type of championship with him in the locker room. But now, things look very different. Stefon Diggs is gone, and instead of scrambling to find a replacement, the Bills completely reshaped their offense into something better: depth. Keon Coleman, the second-year player out of Florida State, might just be the perfect weapon for Allen. At 6'4", Coleman brings size and physicality Buffalo's offense has been missing for years. He's not just a contested catch guy, he's a red zone nightmare. A chain mover, a target who gives Allen confidence to throw it up and let this guy win. And we know Josh Allen loves to throw up 50-50 balls. Then there's Khalil Shakir. Last season, he started to flash real chemistry with Allen, proving he's more than just a role player. Shakir has become a top receiver for the Bills, the type of guy who has the speed to turn a 10-yard slant into a 70-yard house call. If he can continue to grow in this offense, he's another weapon that Josh Allen can use. And let's not forget about James Cook, the leader in the running back room. James Cook isn't built like Derrick Henry. He's not some 250-pound monster that bulldozes defenders. But that's exactly what makes him so dangerous. Think 2015 Le'Veon Bell, a guy who plays with patience and explosiveness, waiting behind the line for a hole to open, then bursting through with track star speed. Cook doesn't just run, he slices through defenses, making every handoff an opportunity for a highlight. The Bills don't have one guy anymore, they have layers, weapons everywhere, different skill sets that make them impossible to game plan for. And then there's the X factor, Dalton Kincaid. Tight ends are supposed to be security blankets, safe options. The guys who catch 5-yard outs when they need to, then block during a run play. Dalton Kincaid is not that kind of tight end. Kincaid came into Buffalo with high expectations, but last season we saw him start to evolve into something truly special. At 6'4" with receiver-like hands, Kincaid isn't just a tight end, he's a matchup nightmare. Too fast for linebackers, too strong for defensive backs. He's exactly the kind of player that unlocks new dimensions in Buffalo's offense. In 2025, expect Kincaid to take that next leap, from promising young player to centerpiece. Allen already trusts him in critical spots. And as defenses focus on stopping the receivers, Kincaid is going to eat. Think about it. A quarterback like Allen finally armed with a tight end who can dominate the middle of the field and stretch the seam. Sounds like something we have seen before, and that's dangerous. That's how you sustain drives. That's how you wear down defenses. And that's what makes Super Bowl teams. Kincaid isn't just a piece of this offense. He might be the piece that tilts everything in Buffalo's favor. Plus, he's only rated at a 75 overall in Madden 26. So, Dalton's got something to prove this year. For years, one of the Bills' biggest problems has been protecting Josh Allen. He's been sacked. He's been hit. He's been forced to play hero ball because the line just couldn't hold up. But in 2025, things look different. This offensive line isn't flashy, but it's solid. Anchored by Dion Dawkins on the blind side, Buffalo finally has continuity, and in the NFL, continuity is everything. When an O-line plays together, communicates, and trusts each other, it changes the entire offense. Their O-line may not be household names, but they form a group that's physical, disciplined, and capable of giving Allen what he's rarely had: time. And here's the thing, Allen with time is a nightmare. If you blitz, he'll burn you with his legs. If you sit back, he'll carve you with precision. Because Allen at the end of the day is an absolute gunslinger. The line just hasn't been able to provide him enough time. The 2025 Bills offensive line doesn't just keep Allen upright. It unlocks the run game too. For the first time in years, Buffalo has a front five that can push people around, opening holes for James Cook and company. It's not the sexiest part of the roster, but make no mistake, this O-line is why Buffalo's offense could finally put it all together. So, let's step back and look at the big picture. You have Josh Allen, the quarterback who's evolved into something more complete, more dangerous, and more in control than ever before. You have an offense that's no longer a one-man show, but a diverse, unpredictable mix of weapons. You have Dalton Kincaid, a rising star at tight end who could be Allen's new security blanket and explosive playmaker. And you have an offensive line that's finally capable of holding its own. That combination, it's a nightmare for defenses. The Bills aren't trying to be the same old team that puts everything on Allen's shoulders and hopes Diggs bails them out. They're deeper, smarter, more balanced. This is the evolution of a roster that's been close so many times but never finished. This is the version of Buffalo that feels ready to flip the script, and that's just the offense. When people talk about great NFL teams, they almost always obsess over the star players. The quarterback, the receivers, the edge rushers, but if you peel back the curtain in Buffalo, you realize this entire operation is being run by one of the most underrated coaching staffs in the league. Sean McDermott has been the face of this franchise for years. A defensive-minded coach who once looked like he'd hit his ceiling. But in 2025, he's got something to prove. This isn't the same conservative McDermott who struggled with clock management or leaned too heavily on his defense. He's a different version, aggressive, adaptable, and unafraid to let his offense set the tone. This is a guy who knows his window is closing and he wants to win more than ever. And then there's Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator. He's taken everything that made Josh Allen dangerous and refined it. No more reckless YOLO ball every other drive. Instead, you get a quarterback playing controlled chaos. One snap, Allen is ripping a dart 20 yards over the middle. The next, Brady has him faking the handoff, bootlegging, and hitting a tight end wide open in the flat. This offense feels modern, flexible, dynamic. The scary thing, we don't even know what they'll be doing week to week. It seems Brady is treating this offense like a Swiss Army knife. He can shift it depending on the opponent, pass heavy one week, ground and pound the next. That kind of adaptability is what makes the Bills more than just a regular season highlight reel. It makes them a postseason nightmare. It's easy to say Josh Allen is unstoppable, but the Bills' offense in 2025 isn't just about one superstar. It's about how all the pieces fit together, like a puzzle that defensive coordinators can't solve. Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman don't run routes like traditional wideouts. Brady has them moving pre-snap, shifting alignments and running concepts that feel straight out of a video game. They'll line up Shakir in the slot, motion him across the formation, then hit him on a quick slant for a first down. Next play, they'll fake that look and take a deep shot to Coleman. And what do you do when defenses start predicting the pass game? Hand it off to your star running back who led the league in touchdowns last year. That's an offense. This kind of unpredictability forces defenses to stay on their heels. Opposing corners can't cheat. Safeties can't bite on tendencies. Every snap feels like a guessing game. That's the exact environment Josh Allen thrives in. Dalton Kincaid takes it a step further. He's not just a tight end, he's the ultimate chess piece. Split him out wide, line him up on the line, use him as a damn fullback for all he cares. It doesn't matter. His ability to create mismatches makes him the unsung star of this offense. Put a linebacker on him, he'll win with speed. Put a corner on him, he'll bully them with size. The beauty of this offense is that it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to create chaos. And with the way Allen extends plays and the weapons around him adapt, defenses can only hold up for so long. Here's what most people overlook. While everyone gushes about the Bills' offense, their defense is what is going to make or break this year. The Bills' secondary is sneaky good, but some recent news coming out of training camp is that their star secondary player, Tre'Davious White, is injured. Christian Benford is a young player who is more than solid at cornerback, but there are definitely a few concerns at that position for the Bills. But it's the safety Taylor Rapp that is going to have to shut down the deep zone. He's physical, disciplined, and versatile. The Bills can disguise coverages, blitz off the edge, or drop everyone back. And it all looks seamless. In the defensive trenches, Ed Oliver has seemed to stand out as the best of the bunch. He isn't just a body in the trenches, he's a wrecking ball with a motor that doesn't quit. He's low, explosive, and relentless, firing off the snap like he's shot out of a cannon. Offensive linemen barely get their hands set before he's in the backfield blowing up plays. And what separates him from most big men? His versatility. He can plug the run, collapse the pocket, and even chase down quarterbacks who think they've escaped. He's not just holding the line, he's dictating the chaos. And then there's Matt Milano, the heart of this defense. When he's on the field, everything feels different. His range, instincts, and leadership give Buffalo the kind of linebacker play most teams dream of. He's the guy who makes sure quarterbacks don't break free on a scramble. He's the guy who erases tight ends across the middle. He's the guy who turns third and manageable into fourth and punt, which is huge for this team. We know Josh Allen and his offense can put up numbers, but can they get stops in what has held them back in previous years? The defense can't just complement the offense, it needs to make the Bills complete. That's when it gets scary. You can't just hope to outscore them, you have to survive against both sides of the ball. Here's the real truth. Not every team that looks dominant in September is built for January. The Bills are. Cold weather doesn't scare them. Buffalo in January isn't just a football game, it's survival. Snow, wind, sub-zero temperatures. This team was built to thrive in those conditions. Allen has the arm strength to cut through wind that would kill other quarterbacks. Their receivers are physical enough to win in tight spaces when the passing game gets ugly. Their running game, led by James Cook, is steady enough to churn out tough yards when the field is frozen. But more than that, this team has scars. They've been through heartbreaks, collapses, near misses, and now they're hardened by it. When things get messy in the postseason, and they always do, Buffalo needs to trust their guys and execute. It's only a matter of time. The Bills aren't just another regular season powerhouse destined to flame out. They've been molded by failure into something stronger, something scarier, something ready to prove to the entire NFL that they are ready.
It's time to finish what we started.